Surrounded by. I am surrounded by.
I'm often surrounded by.
The entire system is surrounded by
Freaking idiots.
Surrounded by them.
idiots.
How you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Fresh from Cancun.
Yes.
I see you. How was that trip?
It was good. So I shipped my mom to Mexico.
You shipped her.
I shipped her.
Okay.
to
Is this UPS, FedEx?
FedEx. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You got to go with the good one. So I did that, and because she hasn't been here since COVID, because she didn't want to take the vaccine.
Right.
So finally, they lifted off everything. So now she can come, and no need for a vaccine, no need almost for anything.
Right.
So she was like, "Hey, I want to come see you, but we got to go somewhere." I'm like, "You coming to America is
like, nah,
coming
nah,
to
nah.
see me and doing something already."
Yeah.
She was like, "Nah, now you can travel, so let's go somewhere." I was like, "Okay, where do you want to go?"
Mm-hmm.
In my head, I'm like, "Do not tell me anything that's like fucking far." She said Mexico. I'm like, "Yes, let's."
We can do that. We could damn near drive there. We won't, but we can
We
drive
won't.
there. That's
I was like, let's do Mexico. So I got her a ticket to go to Mexico. So she met me there. They lost her luggage. Seriously. And they took 2 days to send it to the hotel, which is wild. So, I'm asking for money. And
As you should, yeah.
And so I had to buy her clothes and shit. Like,
But that worked
bathing
out for
suit.
her.
Huh?
I know that worked out for her.
Yeah, I mean-
she was happy.
She still wanted her regular shit. She was like, I bought so many
I had my
dresses.
fits
and
ready. Yeah.
Now I have nothing. So yeah, so she still had 2 days with her regular clothes. So that was cool. And then we came back here. Now she's at home cooking her ass off.
See, that's dope. So your mom's from
French Guyana.
French Guyana. Now,
It's in South
for all our
America.
ignorant viewers who don't know exactly where that is.
Because you knew her.
Because I knew. I know, but I guess.
South America.
Okay.
Kind of towards Brazil.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
So they still speak French there.
Yeah, because it's a French colony.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Huh.
You learned something.
No, I'm going to put a fucking map
Map
right here
and look at it. Okay.
Because I have I got to look at it. But that's cool. So
Mhm.
you grew up where?
In Paris.
In Paris.
Mm-hmm.
City of love.
No, supposedly.
So how was
How was
that
that?
like? What is the differences you could imagine if you had grown up here in comparison to France?
Wow.
Because I've had no French people on. I don't know many French people.
Yeah. I don't know. I do think it's kind of the same.
Mhm.
I think it's maybe a little change of culture and mentalities, but for the most part, I believe it's kind of the same. We go to
Mentalities. What exactly are those? That's the good stuff.
Okay, I don't want to talk shit about Americans, but Americans think
Feel
they
free.
think they're the shit. They think they know everything.
Mhm.
They think they're the center of the world, and it shows. And I guess I can understand that mentality because it's big, and you guys are everywhere
Right.
with like
We influence a
entertainment
lot of
and
culture.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I understand that. But there's, a whole other world outside of America.
So you're saying people in France, they live their lives a bit more like with that understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're more, I'm a sound down, but more down to earth. It's not so much about the entertainment, about making money.
Right.
Like, we don't care about money, really.
Right.
We just want enough to live a good life, but that's about it. Here, it's so money driven. We got to be successful. We got to do this.
Right.
And don't get me wrong, I got that mentality now.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I want some bread.
That's why your ass over here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I wanted to come just to see how it was because
Right.
we see it in the movies and we're like, yo, that looks dope.
Right.
I want to come. I want to go to Hollywood.
Right.
And you get here and it's,
Oh
okay.
yeah, Hollywood is not what it's cracked up to be. Like literal Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's tents everywhere, and it's not at all. Whenever people come and visit, they're shocked. Like my mom just left,
Really?
and she was here. She moved out here with me, and that was like 2009, 2010. So we
Mhm.
were like out here, and even when she came back, she was like, "Wow, like it's
Really?
It's
Even
really
for her.
gone downhill since." Yeah, because she remembers when like just things were different. Like you didn't have all these tents in Hollywood Boulevard. You didn't have like Hollywood wasn't as sketchy to live in, you know?
Yeah.
But
Hey.
yeah. So what are the parts of France that you feel they get right? Like in comparison to America? Like I know you say everybody doesn't feel like they have to be so successful, but like price difference.
Price
Is,
different.
like,
It's expensive over
it's
there.
expensive,
Yeah.
right? So what do people do? Like what's the
I mean, we work.
yeah, but like
I think it pays according to how expensive, the city is. So it's not, people are not, I mean, there's poor people, obviously.
right.
But there's a bunch of help. Like there's here.
Government help
Yes.
is different. And
Yes. But
and
I
your
think
tax
there's some
higher,
here
right?
too. Tax is pretty high too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty bad. But I think it's like here, if you don't make enough money, then you don't really pay for taxes, right?
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Healthcare is the different thing.
So what made you not want to like go into something there? And
There. So I went to college. I graduated from college with an economic degree.
Okay.
And then I was like, I don't want to do a master's. And I was like, I still don't want to work yet. So
Right.
what am I going to do?
And you went to college there or in America?
Both. So I went to college. So our what's the name? Bachelor's degree is 3 years over there.
Okay.
And here it's 4, right? I mean,
A bachelor's is 4, yeah.
Yes.
Associates is 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I did a 3-year degree. So I got a bachelor's over there. And I was playing volleyball at the time.
Okay.
So I found a program where they were like, just send us your, how you call it?
Your grades.
Highlights.
Oh,
Highlights.
okay. Yeah.
Send
Made
us
like a
your
reel.
highlights. Yes. And that's it.
Yeah.
And then I sent it. They sent it out to like a bunch of teams and coaches. And then maybe 3 weeks later, I got a call because I was kind of late because they recruit, I think, the year before.
Okay.
I sent my shit in March. I didn't know, so I was
Last
like, maybe
minute
it's
as hell.
going to be for the year later.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then they called me like 3 weeks later. A coach was like, can we get on? I don't know. At the time, it wasn't no Zoom or anything,
Yeah.
So can we get on a call? And then I talked to him, didn't speak English. I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying, but you're telling me to come when? He said, come in August. I think it was around the 24th.
That's crazy.
I was like, bet.
So what, you didn't speak English at the time?
No.
Oh, so you really learned it?
Mhm.
Sheesh.
I mean, they give us classes. Don't get me wrong, but
it's like
we're
we
not
get Spanish and French classes. nigga.
Exactly.
I don't
We're
speak
not.
French.
We're not that efficient in English at the time.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy.
So then I came to America, and they're giving me. I thought they would give me like English classes. No, I mean they did. They gave me speech. So now I gotta stand in front of motherfuckers
And speak a
trying
language
to
I don't
speak
know.
English. And like, I don't speak English, right? It was just wild. Like going to college was just wild. And just always like laying low so they don't ask me any questions or anything. They gave me regular classes like math, chemistry. I was like, yo, I don't understand anything you're saying. Actually, math was okay because,
Okay.
you can
It's
kind of
numbers.
get it.
Yeah,
Exactly. But anything else, I was like, yo,
Damn.
I was just all the time with my dictionary. I was in the dorm watching Law and Order. I think that's how I
You
learned.
learned.
I learned English watching Law and Order.
You know what's funny? You know who Sidney Poitier is?
Yeah.
Right? Sidney Poitier said he learned how to speak English from watching.
Really?
Yeah, watching either watching movies or listening. I think he's there listening to the radio,
Yeah.
and it's just crazy because he came to America and was able to do it just
Yeah.
off of it's insane.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the way you gotta listen, and then the TV helps you understand what they're saying because
And you're
see
immersed in it.
something. Exactly.
Yeah, because if you're not immersed in the culture, then it's like
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah, it was wild.
That's wild. So you came to America, you did that, and you played volleyball, and then where did the shift happen? Like, where was the shift when you were like, what? When did you realize that you wanted to do something else or find your passion for what you're doing?
Yeah.
now? Yeah.
So I
Career-wise.
graduated. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you go to school for 3 years, you're only eligible in college here playing
Yeah.
volleyball for 5.
Oh,
So
okay.
when I came, they didn't transfer all my points and
Credits,
stuff.
yeah.
Credits. So they told me I'm gonna be a junior. While I already had a bachelor, it's wild out here.
Yeah.
But so then I was a junior doing another bachelor's degree in what is it? I don't even know. business.
Business administration or some
That's
shit.
it. That's
Literally?
it. That's it. Business administration. I was like, what is the easiest thing I can do?
Grab this last credit.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I had a semester with like 22 credits or some shit. It was wild because they didn't tell me right away how many credits I was missing. So the last 2 semesters, they packed everything. I was like, yo, how many classes I got to take to finish? It was wild. So anyways, I graduated. And then, not being from here, they give you it's like a student visa that they extend to a work permit, kind of, for 1 year. So in that 1 year, you got to find a company that is going to sponsor you.
Good luck.
Exactly.
Good fucking luck.
Because they got to pay to sponsor you. And they got to be able to prove why they need you and not an American person. So
damn.
It's wild. So I was looking into translators and stuff like that. So they would really need me for French.
Right.
Didn't find any of that shit. Worked at some schools, like temp agencies. After temp agencies, that shit is not paying. I started working in restaurants. And I was like, the first time they told me I was going to make $277, I was like, wait, how? Can you explain? And they're like, yeah, you make $277 plus tips. But I'm like, but if they don't tip me, how does it work? Well, you still make $277 an hour.
Yeah.
I was like, $277. I was like, $277. They're like, no, $2.77. And I was like,
wait,
oh,
really?
That's how it is almost everywhere. Not in California. In California, they give you minimum wage when you work in restaurants.
What state were you in?
At the time, I was in Atlanta. That's where I got my first job.
This is
I was in
cheaper,
Atlanta, but then I moved to DC, and DC was the same shit.
Really?
$277. I think it's almost only in California they give you minimum wage working in restaurants.
What?
Everywhere else, $277.
No way.
Yes. At least at the time.
That
but
makes sense, though, because that's why
how
they
we
say
get
they don't get livable wages. That's why you must tip, which is...
Yes.
Holy shit.
And that's why people get mad when motherfuckers don't tip.
Damn, that's wild. I didn't know they were getting over like that.
They don't pay their workers. It's crazy. No benefits either. Or you can try.
Well, I know the
but
benefits is,
it's stupid. So,
Damn.
So I was working in restaurants. I started working at Ruby Tuesday in Chinatown in DC.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, the money is good, actually. The money was good. I was working every fucking day. They were like, Melanie, you can't just work every day. I was like, yes, you can. Roll back my hours. They don't want you to do overtime.
Right, because we got to,
It's $277. What overtime you're talking about?
$4. No, we ain't giving you that $4.
Exactly. So I was like, I won't clock in. I was doing all type of shit. I won't clock in or roll back my hours. At the end, I'm still doing just 40, supposedly. I was making so much money. It was wild. Just working at fucking Ruby Tuesday.
Ruby Tuesdays.
But then, you got to find some little loopholes and shit, to make some extra bread.
Bringing up appetizers niggas ain't eat.
Or, no, because, my thing is, I don't mind swerving the corporation.
Right.
I mind swerving the people.
The customer, yeah.
The customer.
Right.
So I would never swerve the customer.
I feel you. That's
but
but the organization, the corporation,
they don't pay me. First off, they don't pay
right.
me, so I gotta get paid.
Damn.
But yeah, it was wild. It was kind of fun. It's a lot of hours. It's a lot of running around, sweating. I used to have nightmares about not bringing ketchup to a fucking table. I'd be like, I think I forgot. Oh, wake up middle of the night. Fuck, I didn't bring that. That's why these fuckers didn't tip me.
That's why they ain't give me the
10%. 10. Excuse me, 10?
No, I'm saying because a lot of people tip 10, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
I still have people telling
it's 15.
me, what? No, it's 20.
Inflation. It's.
I still have people telling me, why we got a tip?
Rule of thumb was always 15. In my era, it was always 15.
Okay.
And I can see how with inflation now it's 20. That
20.
makes sense. But also, a lot of people do. The problem with tipping, I think there still needs to be a standard, though, man.
Like, it still needs to be a what?
There still needs to be a standard. Like, you still have to give good service.
Of course. I'm
not. A lot of people, it turns into like you're giving 8%.
Yeah.
But I'm
but I need
supposed
to
to feel
give you 20.
bad, but I got to
Yeah.
give you 20.
No,
but-
I've never been that type of waitress or bartender. If I give you a great service, give me my fucking 20.
no, I agree.
If I
agree.
was shitty because I was busy running around, I forgot some shit, and you don't tip me properly, I'm not the one to complain. I'm like, I understand.
No, facts, but you take accountability,
Yeah, for sure.
which leads us to...
Fuck you.
I'm trying to just get to the relationship stuff. I'm like, speaking of accountability. No, okay, so...
Okay, so you want me to fast forward? So I
No,
work in
I'm
restaurants.
enjoying the journey.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I work in restaurants. Then they taught me how to bartend because I was there all day long. I was always watching
And that's
the
when you
bartender.
started getting some real bread.
So then I was like, oh. And then because I was kind of fast, they were like, okay, she's fast on the floor. She's probably going to be a fast bartender. So they trained me behind the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I quit Ruby Tuesday. Oh, no, I think my visa ran out and they didn't want to hire me under the table.
Right.
So it's like, shit, because I was here illegally. Now I can talk about it because now I'm good.
Yeah.
But I was here illegally for a good 10 years.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
But hey, what it sounds like was you were very conducive to society. So if you got somebody over here who's not legal, you want them to be busting their ass working.
For sure.
And that's what you were doing until you've built something completely different that's better. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you're being an asset. Some people do come over here and they do nothing.
And I was fucking paying taxes too. Wow.
Now
Exactly.
that's,
I'm like, how am I paying fucking taxes? You don't want to give me a fucking green card. But hey, that's another story. So I started bartending. Then I worked in better restaurants with better clientele, more expensive.
better pizza,
And
better ingredients. Papa
That's
John's.
it, Papa John's. You're stupid. So I was in DC doing that. And then I decided to move to LA. Came to LA. I went to work so my job was called Rosa Mexicano. And they had one at LA Live.
They had one right on Sunset too. They had these pomegranate margaritas.
Yes, that was a signature drink.
So
Drink.
damn
I
good.
know.
The food was
It was all right.
It was all right. But the margaritas,
The margaritas.
though.
All the drinks on the drink menu were fire.
Damn.
Like made with like real
I
ingredients.
remember they
and
would
stuff.
roll out the thing, make the guacamole.
Guacamole,
I remember
yeah.
that shit.
Yeah.
That was my spot.
So I was working at the one downtown at LA Live. It was packed with hockey and basketball.
Right.
And I got a second job at what's the name? Duke's Malibu.
Yeah.
I worked there.
All
Them-
white decor in the back.
Them
Old as
motherfuckers
shit.
were racist.
Oh, I believe it.
I got fired because I told the owner that he was racist. And then he told me my best friend is black. I'm like,
I ain't never met somebody who wasn't racist who used that first. That's not your
Never.
first card. But I have black friends.
yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
But the people in Malibu were just, at that job,
Well, you
it
know what
was
it is.
so like the racism was, I think that might be one of the first time I kind of experienced racism over there. I was the only
you
black
didn't
girl.
in Atlanta?
Atlanta? Not really. I was
Well,
around black
you
people.
never went outside of Atlanta.
No.
You were smart.
Yeah. So, but yeah, people just thinking they own the building, they
Yeah.
own the restaurant.
Well-
asking me, what time we close? 11 p.m. tonight. No, it's 12. I'm like, I work here. No, it's 11. No, it's 12 or whatever. I was
Yeah.
like, no. It's just weird.
They live in their own bubble. You got to
It's
remember that.
weird.
Like when you live in a place like Malibu, it's the same with like Huntington Beach or like
Okay.
those kind of places. Or I'm sure, man, if you go to like the Hamptons, I'm sure you'll find it too. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you live in such a bubble
Yeah.
that is so. It's a fairy tale land.
Mhm.
Like you don't deal with any reality on a day to day, and if you do, you drive your ass
Yeah.
back to Malibu and wake up to the ocean, and you still got problems. So like you're that's what I'm getting at. Your reality is just warped. So even how many minorities other than like in the back and stuff really even worked at a place like Duke's?
In the kitchen.
No,
They-
like
they-
I said,
that's
other
it.
than in the back.
That's it. I told you,
That's
I
it.
was the only black girl on the floor.
That makes sense.
The
Yeah,
only one. Everybody else was white.
and you French, so
I think that's
why
probably
they picked you.
Yeah.
No,
she
hell
was like,
yeah.
they were like, oh, she's a black girl that can be okay because
You
she's
different.
not ghetto.
Yeah,
or-
exactly.
Even if I was a little bit.
And
Like,
we-
you
and we
know,
have
but they were
French
like, oh, but
visitors.
she's French. It's okay.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, so got fired after calling him a racist. And then I moved. So I only stayed, the first time I came to LA, I only stayed like 9 months. Hated
Oh.
it.
Damn.
I was dating and I was like, yo, if I stay here, I'm going to be single forever. I was like, I don't see it. So I moved to Atlanta again.
Okay.
And that time I stayed like a long time.
I could find somebody in this motherfucker.
Enough black people out here.
There's
I
enough
should
black
find
people,
one,
yes.
you know?
No, that's right.
And then that's when I started working in at the club.
And that was
And that
way
club
more money.
was like, I only need to come 2 nights a week for maybe 4 hours max and go home with maybe on a good weekend, like 1,500.
Oh, damn.
I'll come. And that's a good weekend. You know, we had
That's
great
not
weekends.
Super Bowl
where,
weekends and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
So that's what I did. And then eventually, you know, I was trying to act.
Okay. And you knew.
I think I suck. I think that's what it is. I suck. But I also think, okay, you know, we're going to all try to find reasons why we don't make it as an actor. First off, almost nobody makes it. That's one.
Sure.
Then, in my opinion, I have an accent. So that's another thing. Now I'm like, okay, why she has an accent? She looks black, American. Now she has an accent.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
And then even I was like, well, just put me in a category of the French girl. Give me all the French roles. But I'm black.
Yeah.
We think French people are
Nah,
white
I feel it.
still.
And I feel like it's one of those things too. It probably doesn't help with the fact. I thought that you just really spoke English for your entire life. That makes it 5 times as hard because a lot of things or subtle things probably not as much now, but probably as you get lost in translation. Like small nuances that make people great actors. Like, no, you can't put De Niro in fucking France and then be like, give that same performance.
Yeah.
He's just gonna miss a lot of the subtleties of the dialogue or miss some of the meanings. You know, so yeah, I feel
and then, you know, I was so self-conscious about my accent because everybody was like, it's great, but, you know, and also wanting everyone to understand when I talk.
Right.
Because there's still people telling me, what she said, you know, and I can repeat, but.
Yeah, I feel it.
So I think I was over enunciating everything when I was self-taping.
You were in your head.
Yeah,
you were just in your head, but
sure.
about multiple things. Yeah, and that
then
happens.
you can be in the scene. So
yeah.
So I quit. I quit acting. I thought it was. You know what? I still have an agent, and she still send me fucking auditions. I always decline.
Well, you know what?
I decline.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Now might be time for your ass to start acting again because we might not have picked the French girl who has an accent, who's black, who had no fucking followers. But you know, now somebody with 700,000 on YouTube, and I come on, people know her.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah, maybe that would work. That's
hey,
why...
Tubi.
No.
I'm into that. Hey, Tubi, we're calling. What's up? No, we gotta get you on something like a good Amazon Prime show.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I feel like you could do that. I feel like you should, whatever you do though, would have to have humor in it. It can't be like dramatic. It has to be like.
You know, it's funny because when I was taking classes, I always thought like I was so much better in comedy.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
But people were like, no, you're actually great at drama too. And I was like, really?
Maybe. I would love to. Do you have any tapes?
I do.
I gotta see these. I gotta see these. Because I would like to just see what
I'm missing.
What, not even that, just what approach you were taking. And when I say that, I don't mean like any kind of like name or, you know, like I don't know. I mean, just
Meisner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not. I'm for the record, I'm just not one of those actor niggas. Like, I'm not one of those. But I would just like to see, like, oh, like sometimes even just reading a scene or, oh, you're supposed to be this, and then seeing how someone plays it, and you're like, oh, so that's how you chose to just go at it. Because you could have done this, or you could have done, you know. But that's funny. Well, shit.
I might try.
Acting was. But here's my point, though. Now you have a platform. And when you have a platform, it's like all that other shit goes out the window. You know, you'll put asses in seats.
Yeah.
Do we really care at this point? Do we really care? No.
No.
And will you post about the movie? Yes. Oh, because we're paying you to. So, see what I mean? It's a whole different game. Like, so how did we get there? No. So you quit the club.
I quit the club. Tried to move to LA for acting. I
Right.
took a long class, like more like a school. And then I was here. I was just here, still bartending.
Right.
Bartending in LA is way different. You know,
Yeah.
the money is not as great.
No.
You would think people are spending more money, but no.
Well, because it's
And they take your money too.
there's other than like okay. Well, first off, we know Black people, we spend the most money on bottles and stuff like that. Other than Vegas, when you get like the Saudi guys and all that kind of stuff. Like Black people keep the bottle service game thing really going. And you see that in places like Georgia or Atlanta and like Miami, all that kind of shit. But it's like here, I feel like there's only realistically like what? Like there's nights where they do that. Like Greystone back in the day and like what clubs were you
What's
doing?
that day party on Sunday?
Which one? Oh,
Penthouse.
Penthouse. Yeah. On those places, you're good.
Yeah.
But that's it. Or I guess then you do the strip club, like Crazy Girls when they have their nights and stuff. But like.
But you know the funny thing, again, I mean, I don't want to say, we Black people, it's hard for us or whatever. But I tried to go apply to all those clubs. So it's open call.
Right.
Let's say it starts at 6. I get there at 6. It's 100 girls in front of me while I show up at fucking 6, all dressed up, like all kind of, I'm going to go, it's a club, so I have like my regular little black dress, tight, and some heels. You see
they got the fishnets on.
Everything.
I believe it. Some of them look like they danced there.
Exactly. So I was like, damn, am I underdressed or did I miss something? I don't fucking know. Then I'm becoming very insecure about my skills while I know I can bartend.
Right.
And you go in. So at least the wait is not long. You go in because it's like group of 10s. They're like, no. You go see it over there. No. Thank you.
Oh, it's like Vegas.
It's just like that.
Vegas,
they don't even, I mean, if you don't make to the part where they tell you, oh, go sit over there, somebody's going to come and talk to you. You don't even talk about, can you bartend? You don't even talk about that. It's just
a cattle
looks.
Call, and we're just looking like,
that's
okay,
it.
Yeah.
And then we see, oh, can she bartend a little bit? Oh, you can? Okay, you're hired.
We could teach her.
That's it. And then again, the population over there, mostly white girls, Hispanics. Black girl, there is one black girl working there. And I knew her. And she was like, yeah, it's just me so far. So.
Sheesh. Yeah. That sounds right, though.
Again, I guess, I don't know if we can call it discrimination because it's your club. You want to hire who you want to hire. You want something to look a certain way. You want Hispanic girls and white girls. I guess, is it your right? It's your club.
Yeah.
I don't
see
know.
What you mean. I feel like you go to other places and it doesn't feel, I feel like Chicago has this too, like where it's not, other than certain nights or in certain areas, like you just don't see, like where is the culture? Like like, come on, let's be real here. You got what, black on the block when that happens. You got everyday people. That's it.
That's it.
We're done. We're done here. Like, how is there not more? Like, there's a fair amount of Black people here, but I think it's because
they do some at what's the place you like to go to where you are a member?
Soho House.
Soho House, the downtown one. They be doing some Black events.
Yes, they do. But when they do the Black events at the downtown Soho House, they make even the members wait in line.
Oh, and you don't wait lines. My show cannot wait in lines.
Well, if I'm paying you monthly, why am I waiting in a line? It's kind of stupid. They don't do that in the West Hollywood Soho House because they don't want no Black people.
They're like, it's no Black people.
No, it's kind of crazy when you break it down. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I think because all the big events and stuff, they happen in Hollywood or they happen in West Hollywood. Never Beverly Hills unless it's Diddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also think about that. Like if a Black guy who's not Diddy tries to throw a party in his mansion in Beverly Hills and fucking up the block like Diddy.
They're gonna call the neighbors.
What?
The police.
I've always told people this is why, I respect Diddy for multiple reasons. But every time I've ever gone to a party at that crib and I see multiple other driveways next to his house have private security trucks in them, and I realize no one's calling on this nigga. He's going to party till 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Wow, okay.
you have a different level of respect. Like that is different.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me?
He's probably paying those people, hey, just go take a little vacation.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. I live next to you. So, like, I probably, in theory, have more money than you in a lot of cases. Jimmy Iovine and them live over there. Like, we're talking about, you see what I'm saying? And the fact that we just respect you enough, we'll leave you alone.
It's wild.
That's wild. Can't stop. Won't stop.
No.
That's great.
You silly.
So, you...
Okay, so bartending in Atlanta, then moved to LA, right?
Okay.
Tried to find a job bartending, super hard.
Yep.
I found a job. Super hard, pause. I found a job at a Hispanic club.
Okay.
I was good enough for Hispanics. They loved me.
They
loved me. Because they like hard workers. Also, that's kind of like in their culture.
Yes, facts.
So they really liked me. And I was fast. So they're like, oh, yeah, more money because we're all splitting the money.
Right.
So, yeah,
and where was that club at?
Downtown.
Oh, downtown. Okay.
And that was cool. The super chill owners and stuff. Then the pandemic hit. Everything closed. Closed. So I decided to go to Atlanta. And bartend, because I was still cool with like the owners over there.
It wasn't shit closed in Atlanta.
Nothing closed. They tried, I think they closed for maybe 2 weeks. So I was doing the back and forth because, the club is only Friday, Saturday mostly. So I would take a flight Friday. So Friday morning, take a flight, get to Atlanta, time difference. I get to Atlanta at 6 p.m., go to the club, work, go sleep at my friend's house, go back to the club on Saturday, work, go straight to the airport 5 o'clock on Sunday for my flight. So I was doing
bands.
Bands. People were like, but it's not too much money flying back and forth. I'm like, I travel with Spirit. Right now, a round trip was $89 round trip to fucking Atlanta.
Because no one was flying.
People were like, you're really flying Spirit?
You was just like... COVID air.
No, but how they talk shit about Spirit. I do not give a fuck about flying good. I care about getting there, and Spirit gets me there.
Right.
And people talk about, they're always late, there's fights. I see, but that never happened to me.
When you go to these like far destinations.
No, Spirit is not there.
Yes, I know. I'm saying, but do you then care a bit more? Or are you still kind of like, I'm good. Like, I don't, you don't be that uncomfortable and like.
No.
And you taller than me, I'd be hella uncomfortable.
I don't know. I have this thing, I can sleep, I can work. I do not care. You're not going to make me pay $2,000 for a ticket when I could pay $8,000. Impossible. That's the difference between regular and first class. And I'm like, I am not paying that.
Well, shit, business. Not even first. First be on some other shit. Like when you look up any flight to anywhere out of the country, first class, you're like, it's like a $5,000, $6,000. No, like I can't. No, I can't.
Wow. What are they doing? And there's people really paying?
Well, yeah. Well, the people who pay usually work for companies that pay, or they are, artists, or someone's paying for this. Like rarely, or I have so much money, I could fly private. I'm being frugal.
Okay.
That's another.
So I gotta be in first class.
Prime example.
At least.
When Diddy doesn't fly private, like he could easily, he could easily, get a $6,000 first class ticket. So like I feel like it's for those people. But anyone else, and guess who's paying for Diddy's $6,000 ticket? Ciroc. Ain't nobody paying, and no one smart's paying that.
Yeah.
Maybe honeymoon. I'm just saying though, like honeymoon, fucking, we're going to. It's like those Abu Dhabi seats. It's like those ones in the there's like princes and shit flying that. Like we're not,
I looked at a video from a dude. He was reviewing
the Emirates.
Yeah. Oh my god! Did you see that video?
Shower? No, but I just know.
Oh my god! And he said he didn't want to say the price, but he said it's pretty much the cost of Infinity or something.
Yeah,
so
it's like 30,000.
30,000. I'm like, what the fuck? What am I doing spending $30,000 on a flight? Again,
Well-
he didn't pay for it. It was sponsored for him to do
And
the
once
video
again,
for them.
the person who's flying $30K to get somewhere made $500K in the process of them being on that $30K
Exactly.
flight. So
Yeah.
or more. So it really,
Yeah,
Zuck don't give a fuck. Zuckerberg, he just
it's wild.
it's insane. He
Yeah.
fly private though. Facebook jet. I imagine what
Soon.
his jet. Have you seen his jet?
No, it's crazy.
No, I haven't seen it. But in my head, I'm imagining it looks like Drake's jet, but it's all blue with the Facebook logo on the back. Or now it would say Meta. He probably got that changed.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Where were we?
we got from
COVID, flying back and forth.
yes. Okay, so at this point, did you even like have a channel? Were you doing?
Yes. Okay. So
Okay.
yes. So when I first moved to, when I moved back to LA, pretty much to try the acting, that's when I had my channel.
Okay, and what was the content on that? In the
So the
beginning?
content on that was just celebrity news.
Mhm.
So gossip and shit like that.
Okay.
Cardi B does something crazy. I make
Right.
a little compilation with that video and then extra videos behind it.
Right.
A minute and a half. That's it. I was making like 30 videos a day, making $15K a month.
Fucking hustling.
It was good.
I'm not
And
mad.
you wouldn't even know it's my channel. So
Oh, you had
my
one of
face wasn't
those.
even on
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
Not even doing voiceover, not doing shit. I mean, I was working.
No, you was putting the content together, but
Exactly.
it's like
That's it. You don't know it's me.
Yeah.
So that was working great.
Damn.
But then YouTube started not fucking with me and talking about, oh, you're stealing content. People would come and give me
'Cause it's
copyright.
copywritten, yeah.
And so they took the channel down. They gave it back. They demonetized the channel. People giving me strikes in YouTube, 3 strikes. You're out. Like
like
in
baseball.
real life, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I can't keep on doing those ups and downs as far as my money.
Right.
I don't know how people who don't have money, how they're okay mentally.
They're not.
I couldn't.
no. You
I
don't understand.
can't.
They're not. And
Are
that's
you sure?
They're not. That's part of the issue why a lot of things are the way that they are. When people, this is what causes relationships to break up. This is what causes people to not to leave their children. This is it's
Yeah.
all money. And
I
you're,
would be so worried about having to think about how to pay a bill.
and it's just you.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
I would be worried.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to. So because they were fucking up my money, I was like, no, I gotta find something else. So eventually they just took the channel down
Right.
for a while. So I was like, okay. So that's when I went and got a new job, like at
Okay,
the
that's
Mexican.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then COVID. Then I
Right.
still have the channel. They gave it back, but now it's not monetized.
Right.
And during COVID, I was like, yo, I need to find something.
Yeah.
Because YouTube is the shit. I mean, they don't be fucking with people,
Yeah.
but when they fuck with you and they leave you alone with your content, it's perfect. So,
And it's the only platform like that where you can make what you were making, create your own content, and not have a boss.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, what can I do? I was like, let me just make one video.
Mhm.
The first video I made on that channel, so I created a brand new channel. And because I was like, okay, this one, even if I change the content,
probably
it's
shadow
already
banned and
exactly.
shit.
So I was
Yeah.
like, I gotta start new. So mind you, that one had 500,000 subs. I was sick.
What?
Sick.
Oh.
So
shit.
when
Damn.
Sick.
Yo, first off, respect. So you've done it twice.
yeah.
Sheesh. Niggas can't break 3K and you over that respect.
Thank you.
That's crazy. So you're a smooth, really 1.2, and not to mention the Melli Travels page but
the other
across all
page.
your channels, what would you say you're at? Without the one that got taken, which is fine.
Yeah, 'cause it's still there. I still have it. If anybody want to buy it from me, call me. I'll buy it. I'll sell that shit. I don't know if it works.
The Surrounded by Idiots podcast now has a new page. Niggas gonna be like, this shit is cracking.
500,000 already?
This nigga moving,
Just
boy.
2 episodes. Yes, it's there.
Yeah,
500.
nigga. 500K. I'll at your boy.
And then you get 2K views and they're like, how?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, that shit don't work no more. But
Shit, no.
but all across probably maybe 800 maybe.
800?
Yeah.
Damn, that's dope. And so, do you play the Facebook game or?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook too. I got 317, I think, on Facebook.
Fire.
Yeah. But Facebook.
I know it's a whole different. Yeah. They got their own whole.
Yeah, it's not the same.
And I feel like even the back end they make it very difficult.
Mhm.
Like you got to
Yeah,
kind of be a pro at knowing how to work.
Yeah.
Facebook.
And my content, because I curse and because maybe
It
sometimes I
doesn't-
talk about sex, they're like, nah.
Sometimes.
Stop it. You're acting like I talk about sex all the time. You see, that's the problem with people. Because people come at me talking about, all you talk about is sex. Out of 10 video, if one video is about sex, that's the one they're going to fucking remember and tell me I talk about sex all the time.
And that's also going to be the one that does the highest numbers. And then they
that one
expect you
might
not
be
to
the one
do
who
it.
do the number. I agree.
But it's funny though, because it's cool. I've seen like the angle the path you've kind of found, which is crazy. And you've told me about this, but it's like you are like the female Kevin Samuels.
Oh my God. Why people keep on saying that?
Because
it's wild.
we have no one else to. What am I going to say? The female Andrew Tate? He's not black. So I got to work with what I got to work with. But I do like it because it's cool. It feels like it gives a voice to, as cliche as it sounds, to the voiceless. But voiceless as in, like, in this era, in this generation, men aren't exactly, it's like anything else. I guess we've done enough bad shit in our past that it's like fuck them completely. And that's kind of the attitude that a lot of women are or it's becoming popular for women to take. I don't even necessarily feel like every woman feels that way, but I do feel like it's, the accountability, it's
not there.
It's not that, they're not going to call their friend out because they rather, like, women don't usually go out looking for problems. You know what I mean? They're a bit more like, girl, you did that. And then they'll leave and they're like, oh, you see that damn book?
Exactly.
But that's the crazy part.
Wow.
It's like,
Because if you don't agree with it, why are you acting like you're hyping her up, thinking that she's doing something great, so she's going to keep on doing it. And then you go in the back and you're like, she wild.
Right. But I feel like.
But that's your friend.
But once again, that's your friend. And then a lot of the friendships.
You talk shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of, we're in just a weird space. And I also don't think the things that we're being pushed media-wise at all help, because especially as African Americans, like, let's look at it this way. We got they show us like Michelle Obama, Oprah, Beyonce. And then I'll give like Rihanna, like one more, a little. And then everything else, like that's kind of like this. I'm not saying this. This just kind of seems like that's the hierarchy of what they give us as like, these are all women who got some sense and created blah, 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 blah. And these are strong black women.
Yeah.
But then on the other end of strong black women, it's just like, oh, they're all shaking ass. And it's like the Megan Thee Stallions, the Lottos, the blah, blah. Which, once again, not saying that that's not strong. But it's just funny how there's that.
Yeah.
Like, where's the whole middle?
Yeah.
Like, where's the, like, I want to see female lawyers on Instagram.
True.
Like, why can't I see like bad black female lawyers and with like, they can still be dressed sexy, but it's like, what is this mess? Because white people don't do it. And that's kind of the other part that be getting to me. It's like, it don't be like that for like you see all different stages of, white women who are doing X, Y, and Z. And all, you got the ones who shaking ass. You got the ones who are actually like lawyers, doctors, blah, blah. Then you have the ones who, Dr. Jill Biden. You feel me? Like there's so many examples. Whereas for us, it's like, it just feels like it's, you either got to climb that mountain to get up there, which is like, good luck, or everything else is,
But also, I'm wondering, not really wondering because I feel like I kind of know, But who is controlling the media?
Of course. And that's my point.
Exactly. So I'm like,
And it's so tough because it's even, I mean, once again, we can flip this right back to black men. It's like it's not like cool. Like kids aren't over here being like, man, like that nigga's a doctor. He's cool.
yeah,
Like that's not at
it's
all.
sports, entertainers, or you sell drugs.
Or you sell drugs. And then the worst part is even if you're the kind of black man who don't even subscribe to that, it's still like generally any music that is cool and your culture is going to be about selling drugs or it's going to be about, and it's gotten so, it's not like 90s drug selling music where it's like, oh, this nigga's kicking rhymes about why he's selling drugs to get out of his impoverished state because these brothers don't. It's not that now. Now it's just like, no, I kill niggas that look like me and it's just kind of like, damn, why?
And I celebrate.
It. Like, why is like
It's rough out here.
what with your expertise? what are the things even when you do like your pineapple show or when you do as a woman, what would you say are the number one issues you see other than the accountability which we discussed that you see in other women, or what things do you think we could do to combat what's even happening?
I don't know. I think the level of like delusion, is that a word? Yeah. Is so high. It's crazy. I think because nobody keeps them accountable, so they don't see how, a lot of time, if you're pretty, then you're good.
Right.
So then they do the makeup where you're super pretty. And now, because you feel like you're super pretty, now you're acting a certain way. You're expecting a certain type of dude to come at you and deliver everything that you need. And I'm like, bitch, if you take off the makeup, you're regular. And it's okay to be regular. But so to me, what gets to me is really when they feel like they're better than other people. They're better than the men who approach them because they don't have the money. But I'm like, bitch, if we compare money and beauty, you don't got the beauty. Your beauty is fake.
And sometimes don't have the money either. So it's really...
For sure, most of them don't have the money. So,
yeah.
So yeah, but to combat that, I don't know, because I really think social media, like you say, what social media shows us is pretty girls. It shows us people with money, Black people with money who are doing the most with it. All those trips, those bags. I be looking like, I make decent money, and I see some girls that I know don't work.
Right.
And every month,
new bag.
They have a new bag. I'm like, how do you afford that minimum $5,000 bag? I would never.
Well, I'm on these trips, right?
So pretty much you're selling pussy. Oh, you don't want to say that.
No, I'm giving like.
And to me, that's wild. Like, you're selling pussy for a fucking bag?
Yeah, but you know what it is? I think it comes down to, once again, this can tie into what you said earlier when you were like, yeah, I just never understood. Like, if I don't know where my money's going to come from, I don't feel like I could be mentally okay.
I can't.
No one is. Going back to what I'm saying, and I think a lot of these things end up... If you don't hold value within yourself... everything's for sale, right?
Yeah.
Like there's no, if you don't even have like a goal in mind, like, or a dream or like, or shit, just even like, think what it does for you. Like you could take it to children. When you're a child and you do something and it makes everyone either smile, laugh, or everyone claps, you want to do that again. It makes you feel like you have value.
Yeah.
Yes. And if the only thing, just like, for example, like, you like your car, but I know for a fact what's cooler about your car and your apartment to you is the fact that like, like I accomplished this. That's what it's about.
Nobody's paying for my shit.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, the car is cool, but like, fuck the car. It's what it signifies I've done. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think if you've never really worked hard at certain things, and a lot of times it's, being pretty can be a curse because it turns into, oh, well, only this much is expected of me because I have this. Opposed to like, no, but if you did the work as well to really build something, to create something, to do something that you're proud of, well, you would have a completely different perspective of how everything works. You know, like you wouldn't feel you need a bag to be, you know what I mean? To be valued. Exactly.
Because to me, it's why, even if I had, that never happened to me, but whoever wants to buy me a bag, please send it. Because I would gladly take it, but all jokes apart. Aside.
You see, she talks with her hands, ladies and gentlemen. She's like, if you want to buy me, you can take it.
Sorry.
See, this is why you wear the damn headphones.
Let me use the other one. All right. So, whatever. No, but like if I had a dude that was kind of like tricking on me.
Kinda.
That's
tricking. Even if he got it.
Okay. Whatever. So if he was, I wouldn't want the bags. I'd be like, just give me the money.
So I can invest in it.
I can invest,
once again,
I can put it on the side. Even if I don't invest it, just put it on the side because if you decide to leave me, I'm not ass out, you know, because I'm like, no, I'm not doing, if I wasn't doing anything, you know?
Right.
I was like, I need to stock my money up, like, you know, just in case.
Yeah, but even if that were your situation, like you wouldn't not do anything. Like that's what I mean. Certain people just don't have that not do anything in them and you just don't. Also because based on literally the story you just told, you've always been doing shit. You've always been. It's like me. You know, I can't sit still for too long. Like it's unless I'm asleep, but which I will sleep, which is often. But when I'm up, I'm doing shit, and I think that's like that. Once that's in you, it can't. But once again, I think that comes with like the value of like, no, I'm watching something grow. I'm like, no, this I've seen. You know, I always say this too. Like when people quit things a lot, I always go like, yeah, well. Until everything sucks until you're good at it.
You're good at
like,
it.
Everything sucks. Like, there's nothing that is fun. You, like, nigga, you couldn't walk. Like, you understand this now? You walk everywhere. Like, you couldn't fucking walk. And you figured out how to do it. So if you figured out how to walk, I'm pretty sure most of the shit people quit isn't as hard as walking.
Yeah.
But they're just like, I can walk, so I'm used to it. I can do this, I'm used to it. So it's like...
It's going to be the same. You're going to do something, and then eventually you get used to it, and then you're a master at it.
You're a master at it. But if you've never really done that, I feel like a lot of people will never do that. And then they say, I'm just not passionate about it. But it's like, no, like you have to like consistently do things you're not good at and then stick with it and then get better. And then you can say if you really fucking like it. Bringing that back around to like where I think we are with men and women, it's just like, I don't think enough. I don't think in today's society enough women are challenging themselves. And that's where I will say the issue of all of this starts. Also because it's not being pushed for that because, you know, men, we are really the caveat of the issue. If every man...
You go for that.
If every man stopped tricking, every man stopped hollering at the girl with the BBL and only started talking to the shit would switch up quick. Shit would switch up quick. But that's not what's glorified. It's just the same as, yes, every black man, if tomorrow, every nigga who was like, look at people like John Morant. This nigga makes more than the nigga he's trying to emulate and be a young boy holding guns. You make more than him, my friend, and you still think he's cooler than you?
That's wild.
Do you we're fucked up. And mentally, like that's the problem. Like you gotta remember, like John Morant probably think that NBA YoungBoy is cooler than fucking Jay-Z. Like,
I mean, that's more his generation, though.
Yeah, but
right?
Look at the difference in generation. And also, you're seeing you think someone's cooler who you're still seeing their story unfold opposed to the nigga you're basically seeing the finish line of.
True.
See what I'm getting at? Like, this nigga doesn't have nearly this is not me shitting on NBA YoungBoy. I'm just saying he doesn't have nearly the capacity to accomplish the things Jay-Z or a Puff or a Tyler Perry or like we can go down the list of like those caliber of people. But generally speaking, when you speak to the younger people, like that's like, it's like whatever. Like I'd rather be. Yeah.
I mean, maybe just also like a relatable thing, you know, when it comes to age. Okay, he looks at NBA YoungBoy and it's like, he's closer to my age. That's more what I want to do, you know?
And he also talks about, you know, just murder and negative. And you're a multimillionaire who hoops for a living and has like, I don't know how relatable this is. You see what I'm getting at? Like, no, like you are living a different life at a very young age, bro.
Yeah.
Like it couldn't have been that hood. Also, he's not like a hood guy. He didn't grow up in like.
He didn't.
No, he's
No.
not one of those. Look at where he's at. Like that's
Yeah.
overnight basketball practice. His dad's courtside every game. This nigga knows his father. Like let's just be. You see what I'm getting at though? Like when you put all those pieces together, that's a
Yeah.
different kind of black man to begin with.
Yeah.
So you got all these pieces, and you still
And you
want to
still
be
want
that.
that.
And it's once again, this isn't me shitting on Ja Morant. This he's a perfect archetype.
Example.
Yeah, for what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating because once again, you don't see this in other cultures. You don't.
Okay, let me be the devil's advocate.
Go.
We not see it, we don't see it, or it doesn't exist.
No, we don't see it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
it exists.
I won't say it doesn't exist. It exists everywhere.
Okay.
But with a little more education, exposure, and wherewithal, also if we weren't only getting pushed, like don't forget, we had eras of the Black Panthers. They didn't like that.
Yeah.
See what I mean? That's when shit was getting pushed. That was and all niggas fell in line. Not all, but a lot of niggas fell in line. Oh, Martin Luther King's era, niggas fell in line. But these were all very positive movements.
Yeah.
So even shit, we can even take even in the Biggie Tupac era, you could say, oh, they had the East Coast, West Coast, but no, we're still like overall, this nigga's making songs like Changes. This nigga's making like, yeah, he got hit him up too, but balance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tribe Called Quest. Like I'm just saying, like these are the images we're being sold. Even our movies were different. Love and Basketball. Blah. Like
Yeah.
you see where we are now, and
Yeah.
it's just we've really fallen for the bait. Like I feel like we've fallen for the bait. We've fallen into the trap. They've used our own strengths and our own tools against us, which it's happened before.
Yeah.
But we just keep going deeper and deeper into it. Like what? Like just what? Why? And like, how can this cycle be reversed somehow? Like,
I think it would take a lot of awareness from a lot of people because most people don't realize that we're being fed something that is not real, that we're being fed just the negative, you know? And
I think to go back to what you were asking, which I went around, in other cultures, it's there, but those are literally considered like the idiots of that culture.
That culture. Yeah.
So it's like, yes, there is somebody who's like, wants to do something else, and they're but it's like, okay, cool, like best of luck, but like that's the dumbass. Like we know that that's not the way to get to, generally speaking, to get to where you want to go. But with us, it's just no.
Hey, we live in this society, and I think at this point, I think it's everybody for themselves. You're aware of it. I'm aware of it. Whoever is aware of it, good for you. Go around, do what you got to do. But maybe I'm being pessimistic, but I do not see anything changing like drastically.
No, I don't either. But I don't either, sadly. But it's just it's amazing how we could still be having conversations like this when we're in a space where, on paper, equal rights.
Equal right. Yeah.
We do know niggas who have billions of dollars. They exist. There's more than one. Like we have access to endless information in the palm of our hands at any moment. We can all talk to one another no matter what part of the world we're in.
Or maybe it's just
And
not
yet
enough
still,
people care. They don't care.
That's my point.
Everybody is
they don't
for
care.
themselves.
But
so
but then we
that's
repeat the same. It seems like we repeat the same. Look at our generations. Like I also feel like in our culture, our generations don't grow. Like that. You know what I mean? Like it's grew up in the projects, stayed in the projects. Not everybody, but it's like damn sure not enough are.
Yeah.
And it's. Lack of opportunity, sure, but at a certain point, I just feel like, man, we got to be more accountable and pay more attention, because it's not supposed to be like that,
I had a boyfriend, and he kept on telling me, well, it's not my fault because I was born in this. And I was like, but you have the internet. You have stuff to help you, but at the end of the day, I think it's also a mentality. That's what you've seen your whole life. And now it's being pushed even more to keep on being that way. And until you realize you want to do something else, then you're going to keep on doing the same shit. And it's also difficult to decide to do something else, to do something different.
People don't like change to begin with. So doing that is using a muscle you don't need to use. Yeah.
It's tough.
So do you think we have any chance in relationships?
Relationships.
Or as a culture. First, let's talk about Black people.
As a culture.
Yes.
I think Black men have a chance. Black women, I think it's harder. I always tell my friends, if you're dating people in your age group and it's not working, go date a younger girl. I'm all for that because I feel they're not as jaded, maybe, because not as much has happened in their lives.
Right.
They have hopefully less bodies, so maybe I said maybe. Yeah. Or more chances to have less bodies because they're younger. So maybe.
Yeah, but them bodies fresher. we talking fresh out of college bodies. Like,
I'm just saying, as a Black man, if you have issues in your age group, you can always go get a younger woman and kind of mold her to what you like and teach her. And, you can do that. But for older women, what is she going to go get? Older black women, what is she going to get? The younger Black man, she's not going to mold. He's trying to have fun at this point. So that's not going to work for her.
But the younger Black woman's trying to have fun. Big fun.
You said the older Black?
No, the younger Black woman's trying to have fun.
Yeah, but it's fun. But it's fun. I feel it's a different type of fun. The fun for the guys when they're young is, I want to fuck everything. The fun for the girls is, I want to be everywhere. I want to go out. I want to party with my girlfriends.
But usually
it's not so much like, I want to
with...
fuck everything that moves. No, guys are more...
Right.
Yes.
But in this generation, you got to admit, it's a lot more flying and a lot more,
Yeah, they're doing it. I'm not saying that they're not fucking at all. But I still think their mentality is not so much on, I want to fuck everything. It's more on, I want things.
And if this is just a door that I have to go through to get to, I'll do it.
Exactly. Right. So.
But see, I think that's where with men, and I've always said this, but like with men and women, that's the thing. Like Kevin Samuels said this, like when we get older, our value goes up because we finally figured out the thing. So now we have resources to share with other people. You know what I mean? Whereas like,
for the women, it goes down because now you're not fertile, maybe. You can't give us
resource.
kids.
Yeah. But at the same time, boy, did you have a ball when you had it. That's the difference too. Like, Pete, there are grown niggas, old as hell, who would never be on a nice yacht, sun shining, bottle in hand, music bumping. They will never see this. Ever. And them niggas gonna die never seeing that. Never seeing a private jet. Never driving in an expensive car.
Yeah.
Never. Any cute little 22-year-old could end up on the yacht with might never have it in her life. Might end up settling down in the middle of nowhere with that same nigga who ain't never seen it. But when they have it, they have it.
Yeah.
And I think that's just, it's one of those catch-22s where it's like, as fucked up, because, life is funny. So it's one of those things where I think it's the universe's way of being like, how much are you willing to like give up? Because you can have your fun, crush it 21 to 25. But after somewhere around 27, 28, you should start taking life a little more seriously. And you should take these niggas around here because you don't know where they're headed. You might want to give them a little chance. Because that, the nigga who has the super yacht, either he's had the super yacht for a while or it's a revolving door on that super yacht. There's no chance you're sticking around. You don't even know shit. He's 50. You feel me? Like, that nigga's old now.
He might be even married already.
For sure.
So.
3 times.
Yes.
Yeah. He's on the 4th.
You're not it.
Yeah, and it's not you, sweetheart. I'm sorry. But enjoy. We got more drinks in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's wild.
It's a different
But
world.
yeah, I don't know. I feel it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for us. You know, I'm still single. Hey, anyone? I mean, I don't know how when you're gonna put that out. Maybe I won't be single by then, but still single. And I'm just like, I be sitting down and really thinking, yo, what am I missing?
Yeah,
why?
I think you're taking the wrong approach, though. I just, as someone who knows you too, like, once again, it's like that audition. Like, hey, why are you coming at it that way? Like,
I mean, because I want to take accountability, and if I'm the one that's always in the single state, obviously, I mean, not always, but it means I'm doing something wrong.
or you have a better nose for bullshit and you don't put yourself in situations that you don't really see a proper future in, or that seem
Then
like they could be a headache. No, I'm just saying, okay, what's the number one issue, or not the number one, whatever a few issues, the main issues you see when you're trying to date guys? Yes.
They be acting like they do want something.
They be
acting like, yeah, I'm so ghetto now. They be acting like they want me, they want this. And then when they get me, and it's not even sexual, because most of the time I don't be fucking them niggas, you know?
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know, we never get past that, you know, okay, let's be serious. Let's see what's up. So it's weird. They want, supposedly when they see me, they want something serious because they see my value, they see what I got going on, and they like my personality, you know, I'm chill. And then when it's time to be serious, crickets. You know?
Why the cricket sound?
I don't know.
You sound like a fucking little chick. Like, okay. So I can see that, but then in what age group are we talking, guys?
Let's say a cool 30s and up, maybe.
Okay. So at least
I mean, I could date even 28, 27, but
yeah,
30,
but that
30 and up.
seriousness shit goes even higher on the
Exactly.
bullshit. Yeah.
So
That's what
30 and up,
okay.
and it's still an issue.
Yeah, but once again, going back to what we were talking about, I think it's like the whole social media aspect of things too. Like 30 used to mean like
You got a family, you're married.
white picket fence,
Yeah.
crib, like I'm going and providing for some motherfuckers.
Mhm.
Now, nigga, 40-year-olds dressed like they 28. Like
True.
everybody trying to do the same
Mm-hmm.
dance. And it's kind of, I think it fucks everyone, because most people in general in life, and it's sad to, most people aren't serious people,
Mm-hmm.
period.
Yeah.
So you mix that with all the shenanigans and bullshit that's going on in your phone
Mm-hmm.
and on Twitter and everywhere else. There's no chance, you know. Most people are, yes, they lie, motherfuckers lie, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They say one thing, they do another. Like they don't. Most people don't. Fuck just women.
Mm-hmm.
Men too do
Yeah.
not hold themselves accountable. It's a little bit more expected with men,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still, you know, it's hard to get a motherfucker to admit they're wrong
Yeah.
on either side of the table. So I almost feel like it's a problem of finding someone who's as serious as you. And I think that's across the board
That's
what
hard.
it is. Right. But once again, I'm saying that though, but it's not from how you've explained it. I wouldn't say it's because you're missing something. It's more
Mhm.
because you're missing the other person who's as serious as you. It's like, imagine if we started your YouTube channel together and you're like, no, I'm about to make these videos. You do your 15 videos, I do my 15,
Mhm.
and then we got 30. And I'm like, I do like 5.
You know, it happened because I did it with a girl. I
I believe it.
And
Yep.
I was doing my 30. She was doing 5, 6.
Yep.
And then was splitting the money. And I was like,
Mm-mm.
I told her, hey, you got to pick it up. And eventually I was like, okay.
I'm going to do this so long.
Yeah.
But that's my point. It's
Mhm.
And even if it's a motherfucker who's doing 15, but we said 30.
30.
And I think in anything, that's where the issue number
Mhm.
one is going to come in.
Yeah.
Because they're just not, they're not ready. They're not ready, and you're ready. So
Why claim though? Why claim that you're ready when you're not? Or do you think you're ready, and then once you're in it, you're like, oh no, I wasn't ready.
I think, well, that's person dependent for sure,
Mhm.
but I don't know.
I don't know. Or maybe at the end they don't
don't
like
know.
me. It could be a bunch of
No,
other stuff.
Yeah,
They might
I
be
mean,
like, oh, I don't
obviously.
really like her at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I feel like you always want to go back to that one.
Because what could it be? I mean, it could be a bunch of stuff.
That's my point.
But-
you're
or
like,
is
it could be a
X-
million things, or they could not like me.
That's
I
it.
think it's that.
It could be that too. I mean, I gotta put myself in it because it can
Right.
be
I'll give you
everybody, like, and it's outside of me all the time. It
Yeah,
can
but
be
also
that.
you keep saying everybody. Once again,
Everybody's different. I know.
everybody's different, and we're not talking about like 200 motherfuckers here. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And also your location, where you are. You know, like niggas be insecure. Like there's a multitude of reasons. Like
Yeah.
you know, and they all ain't got to do with you. It's good you hold yourself accountable, but you can't be worried about why other people sometimes will see. You know,
sure.
I'd fucking go crazy if I always thought it was me going into auditions. Or if I always thought it was me in surgery, I
True.
would go fucking insane.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like it don't fit, and it's a good reason it don't fit because you're not wasting your fucking time.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna be honest with you too. People who are in relationships aren't as productive as you. And I will say, the time as you're saying, like you know, you don't really be in a relationship, but that is also why, like, I feel like you've been able to grow and build so quickly because, like, you're focused and you're laser focused and you're making your content. You're doing what you got to do. You don't have to take into account someone else's feelings, which might not always be in your best interest.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? It might just be some fucking jealousy when niggas like, I don't want you to go to
I mean, you know, I was with a guy and he was like, I don't like when you post your sexy stuff.
Right.
I'm like, my sexy stuff is part of the brand. Like, I mean, I know you could be just this regular girl not showing anything, but why not use what you have?
No,
you know, and then he wasn't understanding that. It was like, well, you could be exactly what you are right now without it. I'm like, you can say that, but that's not what we did. So,
and I was building this brand before I met you, so I can't. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's always kind of weird. I don't know. I think what you think about. I mean, I know you're kind of different. So
I know you're kind of
special.
different.
You're special. So you probably won't see it like that. But I really believe that men have a little issue with women who are successful, who are in a little bit of a public eye, you know, where.
Yeah.
And I think that's also one thing that's hindering me, you know?
I see what you're saying. But yeah, I definitely think that's a real thing. Men definitely feel that way. I think the men who tend to feel that way, once again, same as in any gender, it's the fact of they don't see the value within themselves. So whether that's they have it and they don't see it, or they just don't have it and they know it, that will fuck with their head because they also know it's like, well, why you with me? And that's a question that's always
I
gonna
had
be.
a guy, he kept on asking me, why are you with me? Why you like me so much? I'm like, you're cool. You got shit going on. I like you. But why me? Always thinking that, you know, some men also feel I want the situation more than I want them. And like that anybody could come along and just because let's say I say I want kids tomorrow. So whoever shows up and tell me I want kids, I'm a take. And I'm like, no, I still gotta fucking like you. And they were just, but why me? Why me? And I'm like, nigga, you don't know who you are. You don't know you're the fucking shit. Yeah, I want you because of all of that. And
but see, once again, if you don't see it in yourself, you can't, you know.
And also a lot of men, you know, lead with money. And so then if you meet somebody who has money, a girl who has money, then you're
how
like,
else do I impress you? I can't have a conversation.
I can't.
I can't.
Well, I can control you.
I can't make you laugh. Oh, I damn sure can't control you. That's a problem. That's for
That's
sure.
a big problem.
If you're a guy who pays, could you pay for the control? That's what they're paying for. That is what they're purchasing. Sometimes,
Yeah.
But in the long term,
Yes.
that's what they're paying for. And it's if you have a woman who's, I can do my own thing.
Yeah.
That turns into what you mean.
No, you can't.
What you mean? You got somewhere to go? I kicked you out, and I'm going home, nigga.
Exactly.
Wait a minute.
You got a place?
You got a place? Who you live with? Like so?
By myself.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's tough because a lot, I think sometimes you got to dumb it down.
Mhm.
And I feel like it sucks. How should I dumb it down instead of you seeing, okay, with her, I can do more. We can be richer. We can take more trips because she got money. I don't got to pay for the whole trip, but it's not, I don't think it's appreciated at all.
Well, it's definitely not. I will say, though, one issue with that, playing devil's advocate,
Mm-hmm.
I can see men being so unused to that they don't know how to navigate it. For sure. I can see that as the thing where it's like, and then two, depending on the person, like knowing you, I know that that's just not your vibe, but you got to remember when people get money, it goes to their head.
Mm.
And we're talking about, it's bad enough when you see men get a lot of money,
Yeah.
it gets crazy. But a woman who has a lot of money and can do whatever the fuck she wants, she's not always the nicest person.
Yeah.
And that's something that can turn into, unless you got a man who's kind of equal. Prime example, it's hard for a man to be way under his woman financially if she's not cool as shit.
Yeah.
And we're talking about like a human being who's just cool as shit. Like,
Yeah.
because it's bad enough if a man does it. Like, people are assholes. Like, and they can, as that goes up, so that flipped plus the societal view of it. And we're talking about normal people. Like, it's like you're not both fucking pop stars.
Yeah.
You're not, that's tough. I could see how that could go kind of wonky. Plus, now she's around men who have a ton of value, who also have like real bands and like,
yeah,
she might still like you, but like, I won't lie. You dating Oprah, that's when you go, but why me? That's when you might have to start saying that shit.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is, and this never happens. Never happens. Like, what, fucking Kevin Federline? This the last guy you could be like, ha ha, nigga.
Yep.
That don't happen.
Tell me what is dating for you? Like, what is it? But,
Yeah.
how is it?
I feel like a lot of people don't have the same interest, don't have the same, once again, like same thing you said, is not the same focus. They're not trying to go where I'm trying to go. They don't see, it's literally like you having an idea for a movie and you got the picture in your head and you just know what shit you need to source, you know what you need to shoot, and then you just get a fucking director who just don't get it. And you the producer, and you're like, but no, nigga, that's not not at all. Like, you got the fucking color fucked up. You got that's not what I see. And I think that's really the issue. People are focused on very different things. Like, I want somebody who's trying to get better because I'm trying to get better. And then basically what you just said. And then you link up and you see oh, cool. And then you got some money, I got some money. And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
$1,000 a night for the suite ain't that bad if both niggas got $500 for it. You feel me? Like, it's a whole different, or I got the money, you got the influence. Let's go rock this bitch. We could do whatever we want. Like, but I feel like a lot of people aren't, once again, just going back to the conversation, they're not bettering themselves, or they're not even making an active effort to try to better themselves. And so if that's the kind of people you keep running into, you can either hop into it because I want this now and I want to be in a relationship, or you wait and you see like, all right, well, this doesn't, and I also think it's location. It's the whole, Hollywood thing. Everybody's trying to
I
be
don't know if it's location. It's the same shit in Atlanta.
Black Hollywood. What are we talking about? It's the same thing. That's what I'm getting at. Like, this is Hollywood. That's Black Hollywood. And then Miami is like everybody who's not really trying to do anything really like Hollywood. They just want to be in the lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, like those are the places. And then New York is a whole bunch of shit. But I definitely have noticed, even talking to people I talked to somebody in Atlanta. Atlanta is cool because usually they're Southern. And, Southern women have a different charm. Southern people have a different charm. It's cool. And they're a little more, it's a little more normal. But the problem is Atlanta is what it is. So if they're from Atlanta, you damn near dealing with out here. You know what I mean? New York, I've noticed I've probably met most of the coolest girls in New York, just as people, because they're more.
I think New Yorkers are cool people regardless.
Regardless, because they just. You can live in New York and really give a fuck about all this celebrity shit, what's the hot spots about, or you just straight up can just not give a fuck.
Exactly.
And you'll meet people who are incredibly good looking or incredibly ugly. Does not matter. But they will live in every part of that. So you'll meet like some girl and you're like, damn, why don't you do X, Y, and Z? And it's like, that's not what I do. I fucking do this. And I'm living like, it's a whole different, you're like, damn. Whereas like out here, it's like, no, you're pretty. You should go do. Like, there's only one way for you to go. You ain't got shit else you can do. Like, nah, that's what I like about New York. And then LA, I feel like you meet women from LA.
They're cool.
They're cool.
Yeah.
They're cool. Because they're usually not from Hollywood. They're from LA. They've seen everything because they can.
Yeah.
But it's like they're not so, because their family live here. Like, it's like it ain't a big deal. Yeah. So I feel where the person comes from makes a big difference too.
Sure.
But yeah, I think it's located like you're fucking Hollywood, West Hollywood. Like, we're right in the center of the shit. Where are we gonna go to? So house, blah blah. Like, everything's a thing. So of course you're gonna get people who everybody got a screenplay, everybody got a podcast. Please subscribe. Everybody got socials. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, bruh, like.
Yeah.
Speaking of this, what place have you traveled to thus far that's completely different? Like, you were like,
I
it's
would
night and
never
day from
live there.
America.
A
Where?
place that I would be like, I'd never live there.
I wasn't even gonna say never leave. It's just so different from America. Like, you were like, oh, okay. Like,
I mean,
Like,
India,
okay.
Sri Lanka. It's kind of very similar.
what did you do in India? What was your favorite things to do in India?
Okay, so I wasn't there for long.
How was
so-
your stomach? Because I'm sure the food was.
No, they were so particular with what I ate
Okay.
that I didn't get sick or anything.
Oh, that's good.
I'm not the type that's gonna get sick out of food. Like,
Oh, okay.
my stomach might hurt. I go do what I need to do, and then I'm good.
Okay, so
I'm
yeah.
not the one that's gonna
Sensitive
get
stomach.
sick.
Yes,
sick.
yeah.
No,
That's me.
no,
I'd be there like, the curry.
no.
And I love Indian food. Love it.
For sure.
Did they have tikka masala there?
Yes.
Yeah. How was the chicken tikka
they
masala?
eat that for fucking breakfast. I mean, I don't mind. I eat anything for breakfast. Pause. But I eat.
Oh yeah.
But no, it's just salty food right away. It's kind of like a regular meal. It's not,
Okay.
just breakfast, chill a little bit, and then you have your
No.
Let's start with some curry with rice, and that's your
You
breakfast.
fucking doing the hand thing.
Yes.
With the, yeah.
So it was cool, but since I was going on that side, so the trip was really Sri Lanka for 4 days and the Maldives for 4 days.
Damn.
And because that's already over there, I think the flight is only 4 hours from Sri Lanka to the Maldives. So since I think it was 18 hours or something to get from here to that side. So I was like, I need to see more countries. So what I did, I booked some layovers that were long.
Oh,
So I
smart.
booked a 24-hour layover in India. Then I went to Sri Lanka, which was, I think, 2 hours or something. Everything is pretty close.
Yeah.
And then 4 days in Sri Lanka. then 4 days to the Maldives, in the Maldives. And then on my way back to America, I had a long layover, 24 hours in Bangkok,
Oh,
Thailand.
damn.
Yeah.
That's fire.
So that's why I did 4 countries in 10 days.
That's wild.
That's a rush. That's a fucking
I'm
rush.
sure.
Like,
I
but
know you were tired as shit.
I was tired.
So
And the time difference, I think all of them were about 12 or 13 hours
And you're just going, and you're by yourself?
by myself.
And like, how do you set up like your reserve? Like
How you set up shit? I
Yeah.
mean, you got the internet.
I know, but I'm just saying, when you get off the
internet.
plane in India by yourself,
Yeah,
what
well,
do you,
before I left, I had set up. No, in India, what did I do? India, I was like, fuck it. Okay, I'm gonna take a cab. So you walk out the airport, and there's a bunch of people with stands with like, we do taxi. Okay, which one looks kind of legit? Okay, you? Yeah, I think I can trust you. Or I go with the women too. I go with the women who are selling it. Not saying it's the best, but
But I feel you.
I feel like they
Feel
were
a little safer.
a little.
Yeah.
So then
You're like, I might be able to take you.
yes,
Yeah,
probably.
facts.
So, unless she takes me to some dudes, and then you're
Well, that
fucked.
would probably be the plan.
Exactly.
And literally.
So anyway, I just booked the flight and I booked the hotel
Okay.
because I looked online. I booked the Marriott in India. It was New Delhi. And so coming out of the airport, you're in the car and it's wild. It's
I heard
loud
they drive
as
crazy over there.
Oh my God. There in Sri Lanka, I was like mad about the driving, yelling at everybody. It's just wild.
That's fire.
And so India was cool, but I only stayed one day. So I got there at night, went to the hotel, didn't really sleep because it's not nighttime.
Right.
It's nighttime there, but it's not nighttime for us.
Right.
And I had planned an excursion with all the monuments because I only had one day. And I was like, what am I going to do in one day? So we did all the monuments in New Delhi.
That's dope.
It was wild. It was hot as fuck, humid. I had a guide the whole day with me and a driver. So
I saw
I'm
the
not,
guide, yeah.
Yeah,
How'd
so-
you find him? It was just you booked it ahead of time.
So the activity I booked comes with a guide.
Oh, nice.
Because people were like, when I told people I'm going to India, they were like, it's dangerous. I wouldn't recommend it, especially for a woman that's by herself. I'm like, oh, well, thank you. Now,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Now I'm stressed.
I looked that up on Reddit, and literally, that's what everything says. They're like, women by
That's it.
themselves.
They say they be raping.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, that's wild. So, but they say it's because of kind of the culture, how, they
How
don't be
women
having
are
sex
viewed and-
in, like, just like that. You
Yeah.
got to be married and all. So
Yeah.
the men are like, yo, I need to fuck something. And I'm like, that's wild. So made sure, I wasn't by myself. The hotel was super safe. I lost my drone, kind of.
No.
I found it.
Okay.
So I lost it for 2 hours. So I'm at the pool and I'm like, I'm new to drone, but I was like, I need those shots, Put the drone up, looking at in the hotel, looking around, and then I'm like, okay, return home for the shit landed where it was instead of returning home. Land in a fucking tree. I'm trying to look because you can see where it's at. I'm trying to look for it. It's in a fucking tree. Then I get the people super nice. I guess they look me up and they were like, "Oh, it's you." I mean, but I have footage of people how they stare. It's out of control. I have footage of when I was at the pool and the workers they walk and just like they're walking ready to walk in a wall just because they're looking at me. It's wild.
Well,
And
sounds like that's where you need to go get that boyfriend.
No, for sure not. Because I'm pretty sure they wouldn't fuck with me like that.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
a whole cultural.
It's just to fuck me. That's it. I fuck her and then I leave her alone. But so the whole crew from the hotel, they came and they helped me, and they went on. They found one of the workers that was more the agile one. He climbed the tree. So we found the tree. The motherfucker climbed the tree and got my drone for me.
So no ladder. You just climbed.
No ladder. No, I mean the tree was so fucking high too. I'm like, yeah. So he got the drone for me, and I was like, oh, thank you. And then they're telling me droning is prohibited in India. I was like,
in India?
In India. It's almost everywhere.
How is it prohibited in India? Like, that's crazy.
It's crazy. So it's not so much like, oh, there is the plane like flying by or anything.
Mm.
It's
No.
prohibited all over India.
Damn.
Yeah. Also, when you get to the hotel, they check the trunk. And I was like, why are they checking the trunk
Of the car?
of the car?
Yeah, to make sure somebody ain't
For
sneaking
bombs.
in.
Oh, no, bombs. Bombs.
They be,
I was like, yo, that's wild.
Sheesh.
Wild. So yeah, but India was cool. But I was getting upset at the people, how they look. Even the women looking at me crazy. And I was like, bitch, like, look at something else. And then, I wear shorts and stuff, and they're all dressed in all like their traditional clothes, not showing much. And so that was a little while. So that was 24 hours. Then went back to the airport, went to Sri Lanka for 4 days. I had a drive